4, 3, 2, 1. Voila! What's up, people? You're watching Bruddc Entertainment. I am Bruddc. I am joined with the lovely Danny Quinn and the lovely guest. You want to just tell us who you are? Hello, hello, hello. All right, guys, we've got a very interesting show at the minute. Honey SS, as she goes on TikTok, she's going to be telling us some stories. We're just going to have a chill vibe chat as we do on this channel. Let's just start with it. Let's just start quickly straight to you, Danny. How was your day today? What was up today? Anything interesting happened today? Fair enough. And same thing to you now. Same thing to you. How was your day today? Hmm. Hello, 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 hello. All right. Okay, just bear with me a second, guys. Uh. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna move this a bit. I'll move my mic a bit closer. It is playing up, but we will sort it out. Like I said, just give us like a second to finish everything we say, and then we're good. And now, what's made it worse? I've just looked at my recording screen, and now I can see the delay in my face. I'm gonna hide this away now. So let's put that down. Okay, cool. Okay. What is it you prefer us to to call you? Zoe, Honey. What's the best name for you? Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, what we like to do is over here is get like a little bit of a background story. So let's start with you, Zoe. Sorry, Zoe, Honey. You got all these names confusing me now. Indeed, indeed, indeed. All right, let's start. Let's start with your childhood. What was it? What was it like you growing up as a child? What sort of child were you? Okay, just bear with me 2 seconds. We're having a sound issue at the minute. I'm just going to try and sort that out really quickly. I'll leave you lot to it. You lot can just talk amongst yourself freely at the minute. You've got your sound isn't coming through for some reason. Okay, just bear with me 2 seconds. We're having a sound. You guys can hear me. Bear with me. The joys of live streams. Hmm. Properties. Uh. Oh, okay, that's why.
issue, then we just carry on talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I get you.
I think we
If
got
you
Makes
feel
sound.
sense.
uncomfortable, I don't feel uncomfortable, and it's easy then, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, that's
literally
nice.
it's
Yeah.
literally a chill chat, you know. No matter what, it's a chill chat, you know.
Very chilled. You guys are lovely. You're so laid back and just like,
Yeah.
it's just cool. Love
Cool.
it. So
You,
cool.
you're lucky. I was the opposite to you. I had the worst childhood.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot happened, but we won't go there, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to
We're
keep it
good.
very fairy
We're
tale at the
we're we're,
moment.
we're live.
I'll bring it up
We're
look in 10 years' time and smash it with that, and if they'll all be like, "We thought you had a nice."
Okay, sound is back, guys. So sorry to cut you off, honey. I was asking you about your childhood, what it was like for you growing up as a child, and you were gonna say.
So I was very, very lucky, to be honest. I grew up in central London, so I grew up in Ladbroke Grove. It was rough, but when you grow up around that, you don't know anything different. You know, you don't know what else to relate it to. So it was just the norm for me, really. But we was very, very lucky at the same time. I had grandparents that lived in Devon, so we used to spend all our half terms and our Christmases and birthdays and all that sort of thing in the countryside, where we be walking down country lanes and going down to the farmers and watching the cows being milked and all that sort of thing. So it was really like we were country bumpkin kids at the same time as being very much city kids as well. So yeah, we I think it's a beautiful balanced way to grow up, whereas a lot of kids don't get that. So I always felt I didn't realise how lucky I was to have that until I got older,
Okay,
basically.
fair enough.
So yeah.
So you mentioned. So it sounds like you had like a really cool, chilled, privileged childhood, and then I hear you start talking about pole dancing for Spearmint Rhino. Is it Spearmint
Yeah,
Rhino?
it was Spin with Rhino. Yeah, I was there for about 3 years, just under
Okay.
3 years.
How did you get into that then? What made you decide to like get into that?
Do you know what, Bruce? It's a bit of a mad one, really, right? Dan, I don't know whether you can relate to this at all, but I always wanted to do it from when I was really young. And I know that sounds a little bit fucked up because I've never ever been into a strip club before. I blame it on films,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
But I just, from the age of about 13, 14, like I think I must have seen it on TV or something and just thought, wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I was always a bit of an attention seeker as well growing up. So I just wanted to do it. I was very drawn to it, and I'd never been in a strip club before. But I was always like, I had a little bit of a tomboy side to me growing up as well. I always got along with guys more than I got along with girls. Girls I always found were a bit more bitchy, and I was a bit more rough and tumble. So I just kind of related to guys a little bit more in some ways. Um, and yeah, so from the age of 19, I was still 18 actually when I left hairdressing. I just qualified my hairdressing
Wow.
in a really, really prestigious hairdressers. And my mum's a hairdresser as well. So she was, let's just say she wasn't happy about me leaving hairdressing to go and pursue taking my clothes off for a living. So
Yeah. I was gonna get that was gonna be my next question. What have your family thought of some of your career choices and decisions that you've made and stuff like that? Because I spoke to a girl recently and she was like, she's from Cornwall, and I'm like, how on earth does an
yeah,
18-year-old girl from Cornwall get into sort of like OnlyFans and stuff like that? And she was
yeah,
just like, well, she actually converted me. She was like, Cornwall's not as nice as you think. When people go there, they just see the coastal area and everything. But she said it's actually pretty
yeah.
tough. But back to you. What did your how have you managed to like keep your family relationships together and everything? And what have they made of
Um,
these decisions?
it's again very, very lucky because I started dancing from such a young age.
Hmm.
I was completely open from then about what I was doing. So my mum fully knew, my whole family knew, and it was always kept very open. I mean, it got to the point, I think a year into dancing, my mum used to come up to Spearmint and she used to come out the back and she used to chill with us girls. And all the girls would be like, your mum is so cool. I'd be
Wow.
mortified if my mum knew. But my mum would be standing there getting her spray tan done, and we had a laugh with her one day because I mean there was a lot of girls I used to dance with. It was the biggest strip club in the whole of London at the time. It was rivaled with Stringfellows, and And basically, we said to one of the DJ's Dave, and we said, Dave, call my mum onto the main stage. I dare you to call my mum onto the main stage. And he was going, Kathy onto the main stage, Kathy. And she was like, so everyone just thought she was brilliant because my mum's just so down to earth. So I was very, very lucky in that respect. I've always been very open with things and with my webcam modelling history as well. And yeah, I can't imagine how difficult it must be for some girls that are, you know, only just getting into it. Whatever age you are, it's always going to be difficult breaking that to your family, you know. So yeah, that must be tough.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a break for a second now. There is a question that's simulated on my screen at the minute. I've got a random question simulator. It's nothing crazy. I've just seen it. Danny, I'll send it to you. What's something you know now that you wish you knew 10 years ago?
What's something I know now that I wish I knew 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Not to be for me.
But just for you, yeah.
Yeah, not to be in addiction, and that I wish I could rewind 10 years ago so I would have a fresh start again.
Okay. What sort of choices? What sort of different choices would you make that maybe, you know, led you to your sort of?
Well, I certainly wouldn't be an addict. That would be Devo's first choice.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll send that straight over to you then, honey. Something you know now that you wish you knew 10 years ago.
Oh gosh, I would probably say be prepared, because your closest people may end up being literally your biggest fucking haters.
Yeah. And
you just don't think about it at the time, and especially if you've had friends for a long period of time as well. People can turn on you. I think, well, people change. You either grow together, whatever type of friendship or relationship you're in with whoever, you either grow together or you don't. So sadly these things happen, don't they? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. Well, marriage doesn't last. That's another thing as well. Learned that one the hard way. Oh gosh, I could give you a list of things, but they're definitely two at the top.
Fair enough. So you mentioned marriage. I'm not going to have a deep dive in it, but just basically talk to us a little bit, you know, about, because obviously you said you're a single mum now. I don't know if you think you were saying to me.
I am a single mum. I love being a mum. I've done it on my own, on and off throughout the years. Anyway, it's just second nature, as I can imagine with you. That you're single mum as well. You just do it, don't you? They're your kids, and you just crack on with it. It's hard, but that's life, and it's cool. It's mad because I spent the best part of about 13 years in 3 back-to-back relationships where we were either having kids, engaged, or married.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I've come out of that a couple of years ago, and I mean, my son is 15 now. I don't ever want to bring another man into my son's life. The only other men I ever brought into my son's life was when I was engaged to him.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just at that point where I want a bit of life for me now, you know. And when the kids get a bit older, I might, like, you know, you just get that sense of freedom back again, and I almost feel like I'm starting to pick up where I left off at the age of 21.
Yeah, like,
but with an older head.
Yeah, like you get a bit of you've got to have a bit of self-development and
100%.
100% love yourself.
Yeah.
And be who you want to be.
Yeah, 100%, and no fucks given. You only get this one life, and you just got to grab it with both hands and just. I want to experience everything life has to offer. And when you've dedicated your life to raising kids and having a family and being a house mum, or, you know, a wife, and running a home and working at the same time and raising your kids, you are dedicated. You put yourself at the bottom of the list. You do it willingly. But when they get older, time for you. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's a very fine balance at the moment, because I didn't plan to be opening an OnlyFans account so soon. I wanted to wait until my son was in college. So that's like another 6 months' time. But as I've started to put myself out there a little bit, just kind of figuring out social media and testing the waters with things, I had no idea or expectation that it was going to blow up the way it has over the last sort of 6 weeks. So I've had a conversation with my son. He's happy with it. He's like, Mum, go do your thing. I got you. So basically the bottom line is, if at any point I'm ever doing anything that's detrimental to my son, cut it off.
Yeah.
I'll close every account down in an instant and just be done with it, you know. So it's all about him.
Yeah, you seem like you're in quite a privileged position. I mean, you said your family's
Very.
very supportive, and your
Yeah.
son's very supportive. I mean, I've got a 15-year-old son as well, and if
Have
his mum
you?
if his mum mentioned something like that, he might he might have something to say about it, you know. But
Yeah.
you seem like you and your son have a really strong relationship where you
Oh,
sort of just. I think I
so
think
tight.
yeah. Things it sounds really strong. It does sound really beautiful. The sort of relationship that you've got.
Yeah.
Don't start crying now. I can see you welling up a little bit.
Oh, don't give it, Brucey, baby. Yeah, you might make me cry. No, seriously, don't, because this mascara is
Fair
barely
enough.
holding on as it is.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Let's talk about experiences within the stripping industry at the minute. Then.
Fuck. Okay, go on.
Okay.
What do you want to know? There's a lot.
Obviously, there's a perception out there that if you go to a strip club and you go to the back room, you get a dance, whatever, and if you pay
and you
extra,
get DJ. Well, I'll tell you a deep story, right? So, obviously I worked at Spearmint, and it was in Tottenham Court Road, so it was their biggest central club, and I started it at the tail end of the heyday of dancing, and only about sort of a year before I started, so that's going back 20 years ago, they had a massive dispute where basically they had been accused of a lot of the girls going out the back or going up. There was apparently these private rooms somewhere. I mean, I worked there 3 years. I don't know where these private rooms were that people were talking about that were so hidden. But anyway, so basically it turns out that Peter Stringfellow had put these stories out to try and sabotage Spearmint Rhino because it was his rival club.
Okay.
So basically, there was this massive court case that went on, and Spearmint got a load of their girls to testify and that sort of thing. And that court case had only come to a close about a year before I started. So the first year I started, it was really, really busy, raging, easy to make money. And then as the second year and then the third year came, it became a lot harder. There was a massive influx, and I'm not racist at all. But there was a lot of sort of foreign girls coming over. There was a massive influx of foreign girls that came over.
Yeah.
And what was happening was a lot of girls were offering to do extras outside the club for half the price of what we were charging for just the dancing to them.
For the dance, yeah, okay.
So it suddenly overnight became so much harder to earn money.
Yeah.
So that was like my cue to get out, to be honest. And then I met my son's dad, and we decided we wanted a kid, and I left. So it was time for me to go. It was just, you know, that was my path, and it was meant to happen like that. But God knows what it's like now, to be honest.
I think it's all gone to OnlyFans now, to be fair. Literally gone. We will go into that a little bit later, a little bit like towards the end of this. You can obviously
I tell you something, guys, right? So there's one thing. So with dancing, and obviously a lot of what's going on now with social media, with the whole OnlyFans thing and webcamming and stuff like that. You know, now we're doing things through a screen. It's very, very protected.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it comes to dancing, you're face to face with someone. You know, it's a real physical thing face to face. So this, you know, it's a lot more risky. You can get people following you home. I was attacked really badly not long before I left there as well, where I was followed. So yeah, it's funny only because I'm only bringing this up because I've had such mixed reviews from people about me at the age of 28 now earning money through a screen compared to when I was dancing, and they had absolutely no problem with me dancing and getting my vagina out at the age of 19. Yeah. But yet they're so upset with me taking a few pictures of myself through a screen for money. So it's weird, isn't it? Because it was like, back in the day, the whole pole dancing thing, it was so glamorized, and you know, when really it's not that glamorous, you know. So yeah. Anyway, that's that.
I really love your confidence though, because my kids, they wouldn't let me do that.
Yeah.
They would hate me, and it would cause so much drama upon everybody that is in my
Oh,
family.
bless you. Yeah.
But I think like good for each and every individual. Like if you feel that's your road to go down, then like some people get jealous, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm one of them people. If I see someone with a smile on their face and it's working for them, then I say go for it.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm never going to be one to dictate to anyone what they do in their life. So,
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Even the arseholes of this world are entitled to their opinion. And one of the things, I barely have any hate, any trolling or anything on my accounts. I've just literally tempted fate now, haven't I? I'm going to get shitloads of hate now for the rest of the day. Yeah?
You
All right, cool.
Be positive.
So, but yeah, I've not really had any of that. Any shitty comments I've had, I've just been super nice about it because I just think, do you know what? I'm cool. Like, I know how to handle that.
Yeah.
Whereas I'd rather them be shitty to me on my page than go and be shitty to some young girl that's doing it that's just hasn't developed the tools to learn how to deal with situations like this. Whereas I've got such thick skin from dealing with this on and off over 20 years. It don't bother me. It literally goes straight over my head. I actually quite like it. I like it that I'm so relevant to these people.
Yeah. If you took things to heart, if you was one of them that took things to heart too much, it's not for you.
No, it's not for you. Yeah, you can't. You got to be really strong.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely. I just got one more question on the stripping part.
Go on then, babe.
What is it like on your first night when you have to sort of like go on? Obviously, you train and everything, but what is it like on that? Can you remember your first night on the job?
I fucking can remember my first night. I will never forget it. I will never forget it. Okay, right. So basically, I remember my first and my last dance. I can't really remember the rest.
Yeah.
But the first guy, and he was this little Indian guy, and he was really sweet, was really, really drunk. He was really, really drunk, right? And I'm chatting away to him and everything, and I was like, do you want some water? I was like trying to give him water, and the waitresses were like, don't give him water, make him buy another bottle of champagne. I was like, I know, but he can barely fucking stand up. I can't even get him into the room to take him for a dance. So I managed to drag him in the room, right? And he's kind of like sitting there dribbling, and I've just carried on dancing, and I'm like five dances later, and I'm like, I've got to check that this geezer's even got any money to pay for this because he's incoherent at this point. So yeah, he's paid me and everything, but I just remember standing in that booth, and at Spearmint we had quite big booths where you could fit between sort of 4 and 6 people whilst with dancers dancing at the same time. And I remember just being in that booth, there's no one else in it, and it's kind of like a little bit open plan as well. And I remember looking out and thinking, I'm standing here naked and everyone's walking past and it's so cool. No one gives a fuck. There's another girl over there naked, another girl. And I just felt so free and just very exciting. But yeah, I'll never forget that feeling of just like, shit, I'm all about this.
Wow. I can't even imagine, because like I watch the movies and stuff like that, and you see the strippers on their first night and stuff. Most of the time they like get drunk or whatever and stuff like that. But yeah, it's always been a curiosity of mine. Danni,
yeah,
you know
what? I used to hate getting drunk there. I used to get fucked up when I'd leave there.
Okay.
But I always saw it as business. I'm very focused when it comes to business and money. And so I would hate getting drunk there. So I pretend to drink my drinks, I'd pour it away. And as I clocked on to how everything worked, I used to rinse the shit out of them and just kind of like getting loads of champagne and stuff. But they would obviously always want to encourage me to drink and get fucked, where I'd have to sort of pretend sometimes that I was a bit fucked because if I started getting too drunk, I would just want to party with them, and it's just the whole making money thing went out the window. I just wanted to be their mate. Do you know what I mean? So I had to keep that balance of not getting too fucked or too high. But as soon as I'd leave there, then I'd go out raving and I'd get completely off my fucking head. So yeah, it's finding that balance.
Would you go into the porn industry if you was asked?
No. This I have got nothing against like full-on porn and doing that solely for a living. I don't know exactly the levels that I'm going to go to on my OnlyFans as it is right now, but doing OnlyFans, I have pure control over that, whereas I know in the porn industry I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit of a control freak, so I like to know where I stand with everything at all times. So this OnlyFans is probably my limit. You know what I mean?
We
But
can and stuff on there then, can't you?
yeah,
You know you're safe, but
yeah, exactly.
you still got to be worried about stalkers though, because
This is it, massively.
That would worry me.
Yeah, and it does. It is a massive fear, and I'm very, very careful. So yeah, I mean, you're always gonna have a fear of anyone getting too attached and becoming some kind of nutter or stalker or anything in whatever you do in life. And from where I sort of touched base on it briefly earlier, where I was attacked really badly the last sort of year that I was dancing, and that was from a nutter. And so I am neurotic when it comes to, I mean, I don't, even now, and that's 20 years ago, even now, I drive everywhere. I don't get public transport. You know, even with cabs, I don't like getting cabs. I'd rather go out and drive and not drink that night and then have a drink when I get home. And I'm so cool with that. And I'm just overly cautious, and that keeps me safe, and I'm cool, you know? So, yeah.
Okay.
Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful.
Cool. You mentioned...
I love your confidence.
Sorry, Danny. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I was just going to say I love the confidence and the fact
thank you, babe.
And the fact that you've got all that support. I think it's great that you've got all that around you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think you're fucking amazing as well. Just from the little I know about you and heard about you, it sounds like you've had a rough road, babe, and you know, you seem like a really lovely girl. So
I'm definitely an arsehole.
Babe, we're all capable of being arseholes, but we know it, so it's all right.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Danny's got a fascinating story, really. To be honest, I did do an interview of her as well. It is on the channel as well. But we
oh my god, I'll have to have a look.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a look.
Yeah, she's been through some hard times, isn't you, Danny? And you're
Bless her.
Don't let the past no longer hold me back. If people ain't gonna vibe with support me, then I'll just they're irrelevant to me. And I think the haters, you're just pushing me to do better. Yeah,
exactly. It almost gives you more power, doesn't it? It's almost like you want them to hate you, like hate me with a passion, please, because it actually gives me so much life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know. So you mentioned OnlyFans at the minute. So this is the hot topic at the minute. Men are going around, you know, saying.
Sorry, babe, you're breaking up a lot.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Just about.
Oh, hello. Let me get some hand to mic action.
I love your flowers in the back there, Danny. I love your flowers in the back there, Danny. I keep looking at your flowers. I love a bunch of roses as well. Oh, lovely. Oh, gorge. See, you're my kind of girl, you are, babe. You got my taste.
Yeah, I love my table and that.
Is my sound better now, guys? I can.
Yeah, thank you, hon.
It's better, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, there's obviously a big thing at the minute with, obviously, a lot of women are turning to OnlyFans at the minute, and there's a lot of people, like, pointing fingers saying women that do OnlyFans, they shouldn't be doing it and all the rest of it. What would you guys say to them?
Do you want to go first, Dan?
I think everyone, if they want to do it, or they're trying it, I'll say good luck to everyone in doing whatever they want to do. I'm not one to judge. I'm not one to judge. I think if it makes them happy, they're making a lot of money from it, go for it. Yeah.
And you
have absolutely. I think, like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's absolutely fine. But what anyone does with their body and with their time is up to them. It just feels like in this day and age, we're all losing the power of free speech. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, people feel like they're entitled to label you with a certain thing, which they can. But if it's not true, I don't know. It's either going to make you stronger, that sort of resistance from people, or it's not. And if it doesn't make you stronger, then you shouldn't be in the industry anyway. So I think it's a good test, you know, to have a bit of shit at the beginning, to you know, to sort of push you to that level, to see if it's going to break you or not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think you've got to go for these things in life. You've got to try it. If you want to do it, fucking do it.
Yeah,
For me personally, I've got a plan. I've got goals and targets with it that I want to hit, and then I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah.
What you were saying about porn earlier, I mean, never say never, but no, it's not. It's not for me. Well, I mean, listen, if I make it, right, you heard it here first. If I make it, which I really hope I do, or at least just make enough money to get myself out of debt, that'd be lovely. So if I made it, and in a year or 2 years' time, and I've had a really good run of it, and I've done well out of it, and I had some porn company come to me and say, would you do one porno for like £1 million? I'd be like, do you know what? Fuck it. I'll do that one and then I'm out, mate. Do you know what I mean? So that's when I say, yeah,
fuck it,
no,
another one.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah.
I know what amount I want and then I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a lot of girls that get into it now, and they just sort of like young girls. They get into it, and then they'll like. I know I recently spoke to a girl recently, and she was like, I made like £1,500 on my first day just showing pictures of my boobs, and like I was like, you know what? Yeah, guys are giving girls some shit about this OnlyFans business, but I'm telling you, any money. As I said to them, if guys could make the same sort of money wiggling their dicks on camera, they'd be doing it. They'd be doing it.
100%.
I would be the first person sitting there spinning around doing it. If I can make £1,500 a day doing that, and some of these girls are making crazy money, and well, I had a girl on the other day. You lot have probably seen the video. An OnlyFans girl. She said that some guy was asking her for. He had a special request. He wanted her to fart on the phone, and he was.
Oh, I heard that. Yes, yeah.
He wanted that.
I think serious.
I'd get one of the kids to be like, "Fart on the phone." He's a fiver.
Yeah. So it's the same guys that are having a big problem with this OnlyFans thing. They're the ones that are buying these pics anyway. You know, it's just they're unhappy and they just can't. I just think they're unhappy in their life and what's going on. I don't know for some reason men at the minute they've just lost the art of how to approach women and actually actually meet real.
So. Yeah, I mean, I don't really get out, to be honest. I only really chat to my followers. I don't know. You just got to let that shit go over your head. You have to. But you're only really going to be able to do that if you've got the confidence. If you just know it deep in your soul, what you're all about, you're not ever going to allow that in. So I think it's probably anyone getting into the industry, they've got to get to that own personal place within themselves before they start doing it. Otherwise, it's going to be a rough road for them. But I rate anyone that just pursues their goals and dreams and aspirations, to be honest. Go for it, Fucking go for it, yeah.
Everyone's got their own journey.
100%, yeah, it's life, isn't it? Thank you, babe. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, and good luck to you as well in everything that you're pursuing.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask, so if...
And you, Brucey, baby, we're not leaving you out.
Oh, okay, don't worry.
She keeps calling you Brucey.
I said to him last night when he rang, I said, can I call you Brucey? And he went, okay. And I said, I'm the only one allowed to call you Brucey. He went, okay, honeybee. And I went, all right, Brucey, baby, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, don't.
Oh, I'm blushing over it. I'm blushing.
You gone ready?
Okay, so Danni, honey, sorry, this is your opportunity to tell us where we find you. Where can people find you? The name of your OnlyFans as well. So we can tag that up here as well. I'll put that in all the comments and everything. So I'll put that in the description of the videos that I upload. So just tell people about your OnlyFans name and where they can find you and where to send the fart requests to get you to fart on the phone and stuff.
Sorry, you're literally breaking up so much.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just about. My OnlyFans.
OnlyFans name and where
Honey Sexy Sweet, which I haven't launched it yet, so it will be launched on the 14th of February.
Okay.
I am really, really looking forward to seeing all there. I know, how fucking cute, right? Oh. Yeah. So I'm getting really, really worked up for that. Hence why I'm so wet right now. So yeah, the 14th will be blowing up. And don't worry, I'll be putting all my links online. It will be on my Insta bio, which you can find me on my Insta at Zoe Delahoy, which is ZOEDELAHOY. And obviously Honey _SS on TikTok as well. You'll be able to find the link there too.
I've got
So
you.
yeah, we'll have it all written down anyway. So
Okay, cool.
Very
Danni, is there anything you're curious about with Honey you want to ask?
Yeah, I think I've asked her everything. I'm updated to see where you're at.
yeah, I'd love to come back.
Yeah, and I think it would be nice to keep see how your journey's going in a couple of months. Like I'm just curious to see.
Me too. I'd love to come back.
And what stories you'll have to tell us.
Fuck yes. I'm going to have to do stories to you lot.
I'm intrigued to know what you're going to be asked.
Because I'm very, very adventurous, you see. So I'm up for anything. So there will be a lot of good stories. Hang on.
You got body confidence. Do you know what I mean? You don't care. So that's the way to see if you're going to do that. You're in that industry. So go for it. Fucking smash it.
Thank you, babe. Do you know what? It's mad because things like this and things like social media, that makes me a little bit nervous. But doing something explicit, I'm in my element.
Yeah.
So it's weird, isn't it? I'm fucked.
All right,
something's mentally wrong with me.
Have you got your nipples out? Next time you'll be all right talking.
I would. They want to come out. Can you see me? I keep touching my tits. It's like a comfort. It's like a comfort to me for like hold my fucking vagina or something.
Go for it.
All right.
Sorry, Bruddc.
No worries.
PG, sorry.
We're definitely gonna have you back on again, Honey. So like, we're gonna definitely have you back on. Definitely have a much more full.
Thank you, babe, and thank you so much for inviting me on. I really appreciate it. You are the first person to interview me.
Oh,
so thank you so much. And Danni, it's been so lovely to meet you as well. Both of you have been a star. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And I'll see you guys soon, I guess.
Okay, we can't let you leave until we see an outfit check. The fans are asking.
Okay. All right. Cool. One sec.
Go for it. Go on, girl.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Brilliant. We just had a little strip tease. That was my first strip.
Right, that'd be 20 quid, please.
Fair enough. Guys, it's in Spearmint Rhino, that would have cost you 100
quid.
I don't take
check, only transfers. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming on the show, Honey. Thank you very much,
Danni.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for all the likes. Everyone, you have a